What's going on, my name is ZealetPrince, and welcome back to yet another reaction. And today we're checking out The Spy. It's a creepypasta for TF2. It's made by two idiot Germans. I have no idea whether or not it has to be connected to the Silver Blight series. I don't know if that's the actual name of it off the top of my head, but that's where I'm associating it with. It could just be a standalone thing because it doesn't have the typical TF2/horror in the title. It just says SFM and then the rest of the title. So this could just be something entirely different, but I want to make sure I get all the factors in case I'm missing something. So I want to direct you the rest of the stuff, horror-related stuff that's on the Two Idiot Germans account, YouTube channel. So with that being said, I have no idea what I'm getting into here. Could be related, could not be. We're gonna watch it anyway. So we're gonna head and get right into this in 3, 2, 1. Boom. I've also been wanting to get back into the horror stuff for a while now.
I'm not sure if I should or shouldn't tell this story.
Because I've missed it.
Chances are, nobody will believe me, as I no longer have any proof. But I feel, for the safety of others, I have to talk about The Spy, and why you should be as afraid of him as I am.
Okay, so it's entirely different. Okay.
This story takes place on October 27th, 2012, a few days before Halloween. I was looking forward to hanging out with my friends and doing our annual movie night. On this night, though, I chose to stay home and play Team Fortress 2. My favorite class was The Spy. Challenging, but rewarding. It was so addicting to play. I even had the outfit for a cosplay at my local game and anime conventions.
I mainly play, if you want to know who I play the most in Team Fortress 2, it is Soldier, Demoman, and Pyro. They're the ones I mainly play. If I'm playing on like a server that I can snipe, I will play Sniper. But those are the 4 main classes I usually pick depending on regular gameplay. If it's something else like Man vs. Machine, it's heavy all the time. Or if we have no medic, I'll just swap over. But those are the 4 main classes I play the most whenever I'm playing Team Fortress 2.
As well as a butterfly knife, so I could learn how to do the flips and tricks. As you can tell, I'm a freaking nerd, but I'm proud of it. Gaming is a passion for me, and Team Fortress 2 was easily one of my favorite games. During this time, the Halloween event for the game was going on, and I was trying to get the achievements and special items that were available that year. So I was playing Sniper with the Huntsman, primarily so I could kill Marasmus when he showed up. Everything seemed fine until I was killed by a spy. The kill cam came up and it was someone named Spy, with no hats or unlocks of any kind. Well, that's embarrassing, I thought to myself. And here I thought I was so good at the class, and I ended up being killed by a new player. At least, I figured he was a new player, considering his loadout. Oh well, I went about my business and continued to play. I was in the middle of fighting Marasmus and was killed by Spy.
Funnily enough, I've never fought against Marasmus either. I haven't fought against any of the limited time event stuff, bosses and everything else. So, something I do. Actually, no, that's a freaking lie. I fought against Saxon Hale not that long ago. Last time I booted up Team Fortress 2 a few months ago. I should probably boot it up again.
And it was odd because I thought I was doing well to prevent him from backstabbing me. Clearly he wasn't a new player. He was smart about avoiding till I was completely distracted. So I figured, why not play Spy as well? It could be fun to play against someone who obviously knew what he was doing. So I went Spy and played as normal. I went about stabbing and shooting people, trying to find him so I could go toe-to-toe with him in a spy duel. But I could never find him. So I went about going after his team instead. Just before killing an enemy medic, I was killed yet again. Same player.
This guy's good,
I thought. His timing was perfect. I decided to check the scoreboard to see how many points he had, but there wasn't anyone named Spy. I was a little disappointed. I figured he left the server and decided to go ahead and go back to trying to get the achievements again, when I was backstabbed by, who else? Spy. And to add
you are an amateur and a fool.
There was a message
in the server
chat that said,
"You are an amateur and a fool."
I was getting a little bit agitated. I could never seem to find this guy before he killed me, and I would keep seeing the same thing every time when the camera zoomed in. A spy with a stock loadout and a smile on his face. Yeah, a smile. Like he was grinning at the fact that he killed me. I decided to just quit and come back later, but I was still a little agitated. Not at the fact that he kept killing me, but the fact that I tried to look for him, even checked the scoreboard for his name, and there was nothing. Who the heck just leaves for a brief moment, then comes back to kill someone?
Trolls.
I admit, it worked.
Trolls.
But how would they know I was looking at that particular point in time? It just didn't make sense. I joined a non-Halloween server, deciding to play Badwater, one of my favorite maps for spy. I was having fun up until I was killed by a spy, and it was him again. Same look and name. Only, he seemed different somehow. The texture was changed a bit. His suit looked darkened due to aging, and his face looked pale. The same thing kept happening. I would try to look for him, and would still end up being killed. And, like the other server, I didn't see him on the scoreboard. He ended up dominating me, and I saw a message in the chat again.
I'm going to gut you like a Cornish game hen.
A little disturbed, I asked my teammates if they saw this guy, or if he was killing anyone. They all said these spies aren't that good, and weren't having any problems. I asked them,
What about Spy?
They said they weren't being killed by anyone with a name like that. While I was typing another message, I was killed by Spy yet again, and asked if anyone saw that. I saw this reply.
Do you have a bind or something? It keeps saying you killed yourself.
I stopped. I must be losing my mind.
Okay, I've seen another creepypasta a little while ago, just called The Heavy. Seems like there's a similar concept here.
So, there's a player that only I can see, who I know is killing me, but nobody else is seeing him
similar
in the game,
concept.
or his messages in the chat. And to everyone else, it looks
Saw
like
it a
I'm
long time ago.
suiciding.
This is crazy. How does any of this make any sense?
I said to myself. Then I saw another message in the chat.
May I make a suggestion?
Run.
Then my game froze briefly, and it said I was disconnected from the server. A little creeped out, I decided to join another server. The map was upward. We were still at the first point. I picked Soldier and started moving out of spawn. I checked around the spawn door. Nothing. So I started heading to the front line. Checked my back once. Nothing. Moved a little further. Checked it again. Still nothing. I decided to rocket jump the rest of the way and looked back behind me while I was jumping.
See, you
I
can
saw
see
him
him.
standing still as I was flying in midair, only for a brief moment, then cloaked and disappeared. I decided to hell with this, and went back to find him. I searched above, in the tunnels, by the edge of the cliff, nowhere to be found, so I started moving towards the front line again,
You
trying
can't-
to check my
You can't remain cloaked forever. There's a limit.
back every so often. He wasn't stabbing me this time. I would check my back every so often, and see him just standing there, looking at me, before cloaking and running away. I would chase him, but I figured it was pointless. I'd never find him. It was like chasing a ghost. No matter what I did, I would never catch him before he killed me. He was toying with me. He knew I couldn't do anything to stop him. And eventually, I gave up looking for him and tried to have some fun, blasting people with my rocket launcher and blowing up. I was having a good time for a while. Then, as I was pushing the cart, I was backstabbed again. And this time, I was legitimately freaked out. I saw him again. But this time he was zombified. His suit was torn and raggedy, with dried blood on it. His right arm and leg had its bones showing at the knee and elbow, and the balaclava was now over his skull. The flesh was gone. It shouldn't have scared me this much, since it was part of the Halloween event. But
he wasn't on a
after
Halloween
everything that has
server.
happened up until this point, I was scared at the sight of this dead spy. I left the server and decided to check my recent players list. Surely there was something there. Every player has a Steam profile, right? I looked at the list and there he was. The name was just Spy, and the avatar was the spy himself, a close-up of the face with a twisted and evil grin that went from ear to ear. And his eyes, They had a tint of red in the pupils, almost demonic. I checked the player profile page, and the image was still there, that evil smile, looking right at me. He had no location, headline, or player introduction. The page was almost entirely blank. I looked at his Team Fortress 2 stats, and he had a total of 44,204 hours logged in game.
No fucking way.
I don't even have that
looked at
many
his player
hours.
Stats. All of his hours were with Spy, and he had over 1 million points, and his longest life matched his playtime, meaning that this player, whoever or whatever it was, never died. I did the math, and he had been playing since October 10th, 2007, the day the game was released.
Yeah, I was about to say, it was
went
like
back to his
2008,
profile
2007
page,
when
and
Team
the headline
Fortress 2
had
came out.
changed.
I'll be seeing you.
I was freaking out. I know that wasn't there a few moments ago. All of a sudden, I heard this loud noise coming from my speakers, like a siren. Then a blue screen came up, realizing that my computer had just crashed. I rebooted it back up and got to the login, typed in my password, and was greeted with nothing on my desktop. Nothing. No shortcuts, no background, nothing at all. Explorer was still working, and I could still navigate the taskbar.
Also, a little detail I just noticed. The time of this video is supposed to be in 2012. If you see, look at the bottom corner, it says 2019.
But a small amount of static could be heard from my speakers.
Little detail.
I figured then that I must have gone to some kind of fake Steam site and downloaded a virus, and decided to do a quick scan of my computer. I, for whatever reason, lost my connection, so decided to reconnect. I updated my antivirus and malware software and began scanning. I also started up Steam and was getting ready to send a ticket to Steam support. Whoever this bastard was, I was going to report him. This was more than just some typical hacker or something. It was like I was being stalked. I checked my recent players list again. His name was still there. I clicked on his name and got a 404 error saying the page did not exist. I refreshed it as many times as I could, but the result was the same. I closed Google Chrome and decided to check the scan. Suddenly, every program I had open crashed. My taskbar disappeared and the static increased in volume. Then the black background changed into a horrific image that I will never be able to forget.
What is
The
it? Show
image of
me.
the spy,
Show me the
grinning from
horror.
ear to ear, appeared again. But worse, the spy was now a decayed corpse. You could clearly see where bits of flesh used to be, and his smile was showing, with some teeth missing. The right side of his face was blown out, like he took a shotgun blast to the face, but he still had bits of his eyeball where it used to be, while the left eye stared directly at me. It was yellow with some small red cracks in it, similar to how yours would look if you went a long period of time without sleeping. And while this image stuck on my screen, I hear one of the spy's voice lines booming from my speakers.
I'm coming for you.
Then I hear him laughing. Normally
I
at
have my phone now.
first, then increasing in volume, and slowly becoming more and more distorted and twisted, looping over and over, creating an echo in my room. My ears were ringing as it kept getting louder and louder. I covered my ears, but still it was cutting through, piercing my eardrums. I reached for the power cable and pulled it out, shutting my computer off instantly. I've reformatted my computer since then. I had no choice. After that incident, my computer wouldn't get past the Windows startup screen. I had to reset my computer to factory settings to get it working again. Since then, my computer has been running fine and I've been able to play other games. I told my friends and family that my computer crashed and I had to reset it, but I never told them about what I saw that night. Team Fortress 2 is obviously on my Steam account, but until now I haven't installed it. I'm downloading as I type this, and I hope that by sharing this with you, I'll be able to play it again without shaking. I miss the game, but I can't get rid of this fear I have of the spy hunting me in my real life. I've been having nightmares since then, and they always play out the same way. I come home at night, and as I'm trying to unlock my door, I feel a knife being plunged deep into my back, and being pushed down, ripping through my spine. The spy's decaying hand over my mouth, and his eye looking directly into mine. laughing as I bleed to death. And every time I wake up sweating with my butterfly knife in my bed.
Jeez. As I said in the beginning, this isn't connected to anything I saw in any of the previous installments by Two Idiot Germans. However, this was a nice turn for some of the Team Fortress horror I've been watching as of late from him. So this is something different, and I liked it, and I enjoyed it. However, it was too similar to the heavy creepypasta I had seen. Same incident where it was a player named the exact same class they're playing. Incident where he got disconnected for the server. Computer gets hacked. Everything shuts down. But this time, no one died. As in that creepypasta story, someone was killed. Nobody in real life died, just in the story. But overall, I liked it. It was a different theme. It was a different aesthetic for what we were doing for a different class. I was curious as to how it would work. How would you make any of the other classes scary? Because I guess Pyro would be the scariest one to make a story about, as you have no idea who he really is underneath the mask. If there is a story like that, like this, a creepypasta of the Pyro out there, let me know in the comment section. Let me know who made the video so I can react to it in the future. Because I do take recommendations. You guys just got to give me the exact name of the video and the exact name of the YouTuber who uploaded it in order for me to react to it. That's the only way I'll do recommendations. It's not going to be a link. It just has to be the name of the video and the name of the creator. It's the only way I'll do recommendations. So if you guys have recommendations, put them in the comments section, and I'll get to them as soon as possible. But as of right now, that's it for this creepypasta. There is one more I'll be reacting to. It's short. It's another creepypasta, so stay tuned for that one. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's reaction video. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next reaction video. Bye.